Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hey, good morning, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. There she is. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hey, nice little class you had there. I was watching some behind the scenes.
Sorry?
I was watching some of your class behind the scenes.
Oh,
Uh,
just finished.
yeah. Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama. How's your health doing? Are you okay?
Yeah, it's getting a bit better. Yeah.
Better. Let's see. Yes, these are Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Rama Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare Rama, Rama
Krishna Hare
Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare
Rama,
Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Rama, Rama
Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna
Rama, Rama
Rama Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna
Rama Hare Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare Rama
Rama Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Rama,
Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama
Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari Hari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari Hari Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna Hare Rama
Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Hare Rama
Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama Rama Hari Hari
Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama 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 Hari Hare Krishna 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 Hari Krishna Hari Hari Rama Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Rama Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna Krishna Hari Hari Hare Rama Hari Hari
Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna Krishna Hari Hari Hare Rama Rama Hari Hare Krishna Krishna Hari Hari Hare Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Ram, Hari Ram, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Ram, Rama Rama, Hari Hari.
Hare Krishna.
Srila Prabhupada, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita, Gadadhar, Srila Sadi, Gaura Bhaktivinda, Jesus, Srila Prabhupada, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita, Gadadhar, Srila Sadi, Gaura Bhaktivinda, Jesus, Srila Prabhupada, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita, Gadadhar, Shivasari, Gaura Bhaktivinda, Jesus, Srila Prabhupada, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita, Gadadhar, Shivasari, Gaura Bhaktivinda, Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga, 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 Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga, Nityananda, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Gauranga, Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Hare Krishna there, Tom and everybody. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya.
Jaya Sri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna
Chaitanya.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Oh my Lord Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, oh my Lord Krishna, oh my Lord Krishna, oh my Lord Krishna, oh my Lord Krishna. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare
Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Rama Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare 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 Rama
Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama
Rama
Rama,
Rama
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Rama
Rama
Rama,
Rama Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare,
Hare
Rama
Rama
Hare Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Krishna.
Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Rama
Hare, Rama
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 Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Rama
Rama Rama
Rama Rama, Hare
Rama
Hare, Hare
Rama
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna Hare
Rama
Hare Rama
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 Rama, Hare
Rama
Hare,
Rama Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
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 Rama
Hare Krishna.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Rama
Hare Rama
Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Rama
Hare Rama
Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Rama Rama
Jai Jai Sri Chaitanya, Jai Nanda, Jai Sri Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Sri
Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jai Srila Prabhupada, Jai Jesus Christ.
Jai.
Morning pastimes, Govinda. Morning pastimes, Govinda Lilamrita. Hope you all enjoy this. So, summary of the morning pastimes. I take shelter of Sri Radha, who is sent by the Queen of Raj to cook for Krishna. After bathing and ornamenting herself and with her girlfriends, after cooking for Krishna in his abode, she eats the remnants of his food. I also take shelter of Sri Krishna, who after awakening goes to the barn to milk his cows, and then bathed and fed along with his friends. Thus Purnamasi, who is like the full moon of divine love. Thus Purnamasi, who is like the full moon of divine love, finished her morning duties and quickly came to the abode of the king of Raj. Her heart was overwhelmed with love for Achyuta. She was delighted to see the abode of the king of Raj, which looked just like Svetadweep, Lord Vishnu's white island, which gave great joy to the spectator with its beautiful courtyard sprinkled by drops of milk that splattered out from the churning of curd and butter, with the many people walking around, filled with loving affection, and its interiors made wonderful with various kinds of jewels and flowing waves of milk. Here Achyuta slept on his playbed. Yashoda, the queen of Raj, who was expert in knowing time and circumstance, saw Purnamasi, who was like austerity personified, coming and joyfully got up to greet her. Mukunda's mother said, "O Holy Mother, O object of Raja's worship, welcome, please come in. I bow down to you." And I bow down to Purnamasi, who embraced her. Eager to see Govinda, blessed Yashoda. You know what? I'm not quite into this here. Let's try something else. What does Krishna want today? Let's find out here. Oh, yeah. Okay. Karuna Sindhu. Okay, great. Let me add up to the stream. Okay, let's try this here. Oops. Mm. Oop. Nope. Let's try this here. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Ram, Hari Ram. Ram, Ram, Hari. Okay, Chaitanya Charita by Murari Gupta. Some more of this here. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiva Sadi Gora Bhaktivinoda Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiva Sadi Gora Bhaktivinoda. I offer my obeisances to Sri Chaitanya. He is very same unborn primeval Lord. Hari, who bears in his four hands the conch, lotus, club, and disc, whose chest is marked by it with Srivast, his pure brow is adorned by a pearl, and he is clad in fine raiment. For the pleasure of the saints, I shall speak some narrations of the Lord's pastimes. Therein some grammatical errors may occur. At such times may the great souls engaged in the ultimate welfare activity bless me and render my work pure, for it is on their authority that I write. See, the saints who are engaged in the ultimate welfare activity, the ultimate. Isn't it nice to be engaged in the ultimate welfare activity? Yeah, this is soul winning, soul awakening. Okay? The welfare to deliver people from the illusion, man. Whew. It's a big welfare activity, man. That's better than being on welfare.
I am both.
Yeah, sees both. Yeah, well, we're actually that if you're on doing the ultimate welfare activity, you're on welfare because the Lord is taking care of you. Really.
Yeah.
And the state too may have he might do it through the state too. So whatever it works. But Lord has his channels.
You see, the material life is only a reflection.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. In the supreme holy place, for Vaishnavas renowned as Sri Navadweep, there dwelt a self-controlled saintly Vaishnava Brahmins born of pure lineage. See? Now, actually, this is the beauty of it. See, people have to be pure to become a Brahmin. Usually takes lifetimes. To perfect this each time. See, so you're born of a pure lineage. Boy, it's a lot of work. The best way, see, and that's not even really a pure lineage. A pure lineage is to be born of the word of a devotee. That's why I rather use instead of Vaishnava, a devotee, man. You could, somebody who loves God, the Lord who has so many different forms, comes in as Ram, as Lord Chaitanya, as Krishna, as Jesus Christ, as Shiva, love for that transcendental Lord. You born of the word from those heartfelt, those who sing songs because they're in love with God, a love song, true love song, one that lasts forever. See, born of that word, the word of the heart, wanting to glorify the absolute eternal truth. You have a spiritual birth, man. See, born. Now that's a pure lineage. That's a transcendental lineage. That's better to be born of a Brahmin lineage because you got to be trained. You got to hear about Brahminical. See, it's all about the message. What message are you listening to? Okay? Are you listening to a Brahmin message or a sannyasi message or a Varnashram Dharma message? Because what you hear is what you get. What you hear is what you'll see. Or are you born of the message of deliverance, the message of the spiritual dimension, the message of our true nature, like we read in Bhagavad-Gita, the soul, the true knowledge, the message of true knowledge. See, the nature of the soul is situated in between. See, and then ultimately the message of devotion to Krishna, devotion to the Lord. That message and those pastimes, between liberated souls, like in Vrindavan or Mayapur, in the pastimes between the transcendental Lord and the transcendental devotees. See, that's the ultimate truth. That's the highest truth, is their relationships. And just by hearing about those relationships, see, what you hear, what you see and perceive. Otherwise, people's perception, see, is all what they hear and what they perceive. So, see, people perceive a reality of limitation in this world because of what they're hearing, is what they're seeing, fear and terror now. Because they're hearing messages from motivated persons who are channels for the Lord's darkness. The dark energy, creates darkness in our minds, in our hearts. See, so the ultimate welfare is to hear from devotees and be born of a pure lineage, which is devotion to Krishna. There ain't any purer lineage than that. Devotion to Krishna is the ultimate, it's the ultimate goal. It's the ultimate purifier. It's the ultimate understanding, ultimate realization, the ultimate truth. All that is comes from that. That's the ultimate mine of treasure. Hey, well, you come here, this is what you're going to get. You're going to get the ultimate treasure, because that's the message here. See? The message, that's the word coming from experienced devotees who are experiencing that treasure, man, who are mining and plundering that mine of the Lord, Krishna, Radha and Krishna. They're a mine of happiness, ultimate happiness. See? And all you have to do, that's why Sadhu Sangha is, Krishna said, he said, I'm not attained by sadhana with a bunch of offenses in it. Fences, obstacles, all those demons that protect Vrindavan from those who are outsiders. I'm not attained that way. I'm not attained by renunciation, austerities. I'm attained by sadhu sangha. Collection of devotees, a community of devotees who worship me with loving ecstasy. All you do is come into that vibration, hear that vibration, you start to perceive that reality. This is what gives us protection in this world from that other vibration. You see, very strong vibration now, very strong paranoia, fear, anxiety, lies being taught as truth. It's a very dark place here. And transcending it is simply by hearing the message of the ultimate truth instead of hearing the message of darkness. We counteract it so easily here. Oh, that's so simple. No problem. The light, the truth is stronger, right, Karuna? Stronger than the darkness. At least we got a half smile at him.
So natural. Spontaneous.
Yeah. So let's see here. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. What happened to my thing? Oh, let's see. Try it like this. There it is. Okay. In the supreme holy place for the Vaishnavas, renowned as Sri Navadvip, there dwelt self-controlled and saintly brahmanas, born of a pure lineage. See, the Lord wants to make it easier. You know, it's pretty hard to control your senses, you know, perfectly. You know, like Brahmins have to do or try to do. Pretty hard, you know. So the Lord's making it easy. He says, listen, if you come in the right way, come in where I'm working in this world, we'll make it easy for you. I'll let you control the real self, not the false self. Control the body isn't the real self, is it? Is it trying to control the sin? Trying to control what is not even friggin' real. So the Lord Chaitanya says, I'm going to make it really easy. They're going to see I'm the most magnanimous incarnation in this world. Actually, he doesn't have to say it. We'll say it. I'll say it for you so they don't think you're in false ego, Lord Chaitanya. It's just the truth. You're the most magnanimous incarnation that ever came to this planet because you give self-control, which is not, you know, necessarily control over the bodily senses, which is very hard. Even Advaita, when Lord Chaitanya had that pastime, you know, he says, I'm going to have a play. So, and everybody who is a yogi in control of their senses can come, and nobody else can. If you're not in control, you can't come. See, so everybody went away. Even Advaitacharya came to the Lord. Oh, you know, it sounds great with the play, but I'm not qualified. Sorry, honestly, I can't do it. So he went away. Srivas went away. All went away. And then the Lord said, well, if you don't come, who's going to enjoy the play? So therefore, forget about it. Just come in. See, usually people trying to attain Krishna, they're going to try by austerities, renunciation, you know, bodily things, which it may be a help, and sometimes it's a hindrance, especially if you believe in that, that's going to do it. Better to believe in the devotees because that's the way to do it. See, so instead of being self-controlled of the bodily stuff perfectly, which is hard to perfect Varnashram Dharma, hard to perfect, you know, Vaidhi level without taste. So the Lord says, okay, I'll just give you control over me. Just come in the right way. Just hear the message. Be around sadhu sangha with real sadhus who actually have me. They control the real self. They call me and I come. That's self-control. You know, because of devotion, you can control the Lord, the self, the true self. The Lord is the true self. You know, what is the, you know, when there's the sun and then it's rays, where it's just this rays, you know, the real connection, the real source of the ray is the sun. That's the real self. Why not, you know, the Lord says, I'm going to give you control over the source of all energy, which is himself. Oh, you call me, I'll come, and then everything's perfect. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that basically what this is all about? We call Krishna and he comes and everything, the party starts and everything's great. Yeah, he just, you know, you're right there in where everything is. Perfect happiness, perfect purification, perfect love, perfect everything. Just by joining with the Lord. The ultimate climax. See? Because it's completely pure. See? Hare Krishna. Go ahead. What do you want to say there, Tom?
Yeah. What I want to say is to them, leave your material shopping list and come here to tune in to the supreme treasure. Leave your material shopping lists and come here. Here is the supreme treasure.
Can you explain the shopping list idea a little bit?
People, they are focused on a lot of people. Me too. I had just a shopping list to go for a shop. People they are focused on having a shopping list. They want profit. They want material. They have material goals. Yes, but
Yeah.
those are insignificant. They are not important.
Yeah.
They are practiced to lesser gods, to lesser qualities. Here is the supreme treasure.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why people have to see it. It's like, why do you go shopping anyway in the world is you want to be happy. You want to, when I go order something on Amazon, sometimes there's a little happiness in it. It's like, oh yeah, I'm going to get this thing. I know Karuna likes that. He orders something and he's going to get something and he feels happy about it. We all do. It's natural. We get some material thing, there's something in it. Maybe not for Lolita, but we get a little bit of.
I never do that.
I'm going to get this electronic thing, and we're going to be able to really use it for something. Doing it.
I know you like to order for me.
Yeah. I want to order for people. It's fun. Yeah. So the ultimate shopping is with Krishna, because you get the ultimate happiness from getting that package. When Krishna is delivered to you, it gives you the ultimate rush, the ultimate happiness. It's like, so that's why you get spoiled. And then other things are, there's some enjoyment in the world, but everything's in its place, and what is really real. Yeah. And otherwise, if you get completely indifferent to this world, there's no reason to be here. There's no, you would have nothing. So
no attachment.
Yeah, I mean, so and things used for Krishna are great. It's like, hey man, we could use this, and then we have sadhu sangha. Look at this. I've got this little program here, and it's great. It's nice. We have some kind of association for sadhu sangha. It's Krishna's service. Really nice. So the ultimate happiness is the Lord, and then people got to see that, oh, this person has some unusual happiness. Well, yeah, it looks a little bit strange, but they look like they're happy.
Can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead there, Karuna.
About Tom's shopping list. And that's a very, very valid point. And I totally love his analogy. And the best thing to have on our shopping list is Sugar Harry Das's Facebook Live. So we just put that on the shopping list and everything's fine. So yeah.
Yes, put it on a shopping list there. Yeah. I put it on my shopping list every day.
No need.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, next verse here. All right. They were all great souls, expert in their work and conversant with the conclusions of the Shastras. Many others, physicians, whoever's scratching around, kind of mute the mic there. They were great souls, expert in their work and conversant in the conclusions of the Shastras. Okay? Many others, such as physicians, craftsmen, and merchants, also lived there. Yeah, see, expert in the conclusions. They're expert in their work, therefore conversant with the conclusions of the Shastras. That's just the Brahmin level. Can you imagine the Vaishnava, the devotee level? See, that's where you get into words of deliverance, and not words that just give you some understanding, some wisdom of the Shastras. See, a lot of people work like that. Until you're a real devotee, man, and accepted by the Lord, you can't pass the Solomon level. See, King Solomon was not a devotee yet. He got a boon from like Saraswati or something to he was like those. He was like where Lord Chaitanya defeated that Digvijay, that got the boon of Saraswati. He didn't get the real boon. That came when he met Lord Chaitanya, and then he understood, there's something greater than this. wisdom. See? This is the devotional understanding delivers people. But that's why you see there's a difference here than what goes on with these other gurus, unless they're devotees. See, if they're actual devotees of the Lord and they understand the confidential truth about what life is all about, they'll be engaged in delivering people, but not just on a certain level, making them wise in the world and able to overcome material problems only. Material, mental, they're like psychologists and stuff, and they help you in a little yogi way. But, devotees give you the ultimate message and the ultimate conclusion of how to transcend the whole ball of wax, the whole Maya, the whole illusory energy, the celestial illusion also, the demigods, the percept path. See, that's why a devotee is beyond the demigods. The devotee is worshipped by the demigods. Yeah, simply because they got devotion to God. That's why, hey man, the Lord wants to exalt everyone who will just come in the door, come in the right way, come in sadhu sangha. He wants to exalt everybody. Everybody is trying to go, oh, I want to be guru. I want money. I want this and I want that. See? No. Just come in the door and then become a devotee. See? In other words, wake up to who you are and who you belong to. See? Like that. And then everything comes from that. Everything. Oh, yeah, you want the guru and all. You don't need, okay, well, whatever, man. Just let me love God. That's it. And then everything comes automatically. That's the message, man. It's the same. What am I preaching any different than Prabhupada? He always talking, love God, love God, love God. What does Jesus say? Seek the kingdom of God, and all else is added. Kingdom of God is within and at hand. See, it's within. What is that? That's God. That's the Lord. Seek that kingdom. It's in there. Seek seek that intimacy with the true self, which is that Lord living in our heart. Yeah. And all else is added. The Lord is, oh, okay, man. Yeah. What the master owns and possesses, the devotee becomes a part of that. Now that's pretty amazing. You become, because your master is wealthy, you become wealthy. But not necessarily with money. I mean, he doesn't even care. Sometimes Krishna himself, they come without anything. They come with or sometimes without. It doesn't matter. Whatever their pastime is in this world. Because that's not the thing. What's the thing is they carry the real wealth is the true self in their relationship with that. Okay? That's the ultimate everything. Ultimate everything, ultimate happy, ultimate truth, ultimate purify, ultimate inspiration, ultimate, that's why, hey man, the ultimate simplicity. That's why Prabhupada said devotees are simple. Krishna is simple. The truth is simple, but complicated to those who don't have it. Not connected with it. All right. Where are we in here?
Didn't he say, if you don't have love, you have nothing. You have no real substance.
Didn't who say?
Jesus.
No, Paul said that.
Yeah. Oh, you know better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's not complete. That's not exactly conclusive. Mayavadis say that. New Age people say that. It's not perfect. It's only part of the truth. Radharani doesn't just have devotion. She has devotion to Krishna. See, that's complete. You have to have the couple, the loving couple. You have to be coupled. You don't fall in love. I'm in love. I'm in love. I'm in love. And people say, who are you in love with, right? Even in this world.
That's it. It's knowing him, knowing.
Yeah, it's a relationship. See, not otherwise. This is it's all about love. So you don't know who you're loving. See, the devotee does. Love of Krishna.
I came to the same point when I was meditating on the name Bhakta Tam. It can be Bhakta to everything. So it needs maybe a first name like Prema Bhakta or Krishna Bhakta, because when it's Bhakta, it can be directed to everything. It can be all over the place.
Yeah, it needs to have an object.
Yeah,
love has its object. You gotta love something. I love my money. Oh, okay, great. I love my child.
Tom, the word Bhakta refers directly to Krishna.
What?
Yeah,
Bhakta,
in the scriptures, there's a word before sometimes, like Prema Bhakta or Krishna Bhakta. Yes. But when there's no goal in front, it can go to every side. The Bhakta, the service can go to lesser gods, to anything.
So you could be a Shiva Bhakta or a Lakshmi Bhakta. Okay.
Yeah. Yes. So it's more specific and to the point when there's a word before.
Madhurya Bhakta, Tom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go to the next verse here. Hare Krishna. There we go. All of them were attached to following the duties prescribed in the scriptures according to their nature. See? So that's basically the Vaidhi. See, they're doing the scriptures say do this, and follow this ritual, this thing, and that thing. So they were attached to that. Duties of the scriptures, but what is the confidential duty is the main thing. And that's where that's leading. That's why you need a Brahmin or a sannyasi in the Varnashram system needs to associate with a devotee to understand the confidential truth of the scriptures and be raised up in consciousness above that, because they're only heard that message or preached that message. That's why even Vedavyas showed that example. He was preaching Varnashram Dharma, writing all about it, even liberation, and his heart was unhappy. So it took a devotee. See, Narada Muni's a devotee, right? He comes to him because he really wanted it. Why is my heart unhappy? I'm not satisfied fully. And so he's praying, and then Narada Muni comes and gives him the confidential message. Because Narada Muni, he was a devotee. See? A devotee. And Vedavyas was ready. And that includes everybody that's ready is like that here. They wonder, why is my heart not quite happy? I'm coming to ISKCON, and I'm still not happy with the message they're giving me. It's not bringing me beyond these external rules or just say knowledge. I'm just having knowledge of what Rupa Goswami did, but I'm like on the outside of the bottle, and I'm not in there with like Rupa Goswami relishing this treasure. See, that's when you find the real guru who brings you in the bottle, into that treasure where you're experiencing it. They give you a message, not just talking about Rupa Goswami and all this stuff and memorize all the verses, and you think in your head you know all about Raganuga Bhakti and spontaneous devotion intellectually, and you think that's it. No, that's not it. You got to chant the holy names, and you got to taste that treasure. See, you have to have that mercy, which flows through the disciplic line. Now, your real connection is given now if you hear this message. If you hear this message, then you come to believe this message, and there's your protection. You do it. Oh, yeah, this message is the one I've been looking for. Okay, now you're protected from all the other messages trying to lead you away into some other reality, which is not real. See, it's only real for a time, and then it disappears. Poof! This one stays forever. Is Narada Muni still chanting the holy names? How come he never gets bored? How come he's never tired of that? Isn't it amazing? He's out there flying, always singing songs with Krishna. He never get bored of that. Well, we're getting some of that experience. Every day we're coming, chanting and everything, never get bored, just deepening the relationship. This is a relationship. I used to develop relationships with people in like a spouse or man or woman, everything. And that's such problems in that. Difficulties, happiness and distress. You get a little happiness, you have a big fight, and then you make up. And it's just, that is iron-like, man. This is the best, man. This relationship with Krishna is smooth. No edge to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Aha. Look, got somebody coming here. Look at this. Where have you been? Where have you
Hare
been?
Krishna.
Have you been naughty? You been a naughty girl?
No.
No.
Surely, poorly, I promise. I was super focused.
Yeah, okay.
Trying so hard.
Yeah.
Not losing Krishna from my eyes, learning all this stuff and being busy.
Yeah. You got your camera, it looks like.
Yes.
That's good. Any news you want to report?
Not publicly, but yeah, I would talk.
Okay. Oh yeah, okay, good. That's one of the perks you get as being the guru is you get all the private messages.
Karuna, are you okay?
Huh? Lalita, yeah.
Are you talking to me?
No.
Oh,
I see that you are okay.
yeah.
He's always ecstatic. Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's see. What else can we dig up in this pastime here? How come this it's not working perfectly? Okay, we'll do it this way. All right. Yeah, all of them were attached to following the duties prescribed in the scriptures according to their nature, thus remain purified states simply by gaining their bodily maintenance through their respective kinds of knowledge. See? And so the Lord perfects it. That's why, when you really get into the zone, the Lord, we're gaining our maintenance. Actually, Jesus taught this too. He said, those who live by the gospel, you got to live by the gospel. See, that's the ultimate welfare activity. You live by the word. Okay? And then because the Lord wants to show, this is the way I do it. You're living by the word and you pass the hat. But that has to come naturally, because you have to be a devotee to engage in that. Otherwise you can't imitate any of this. This is just how the Lord evolves when you have devotion and real devotee, and you're attached to the activities of a devotee. See, what is the activities of? It's different than a Brahmin. The activity of Brahmin is the rules, rituals, and all that. The activity of a devotee is more simple, man. It's more easy. It's just you just plunder Krishna like they do in Vrindavan. You just you relish his association, intimate association, and everything goes on for him. And you're serving me like this? Oh, it's so rare. I'm indebted to those. Didn't it say in Vrindavan, I am so indebted to the way you worship. I have all these Brahmins worship me in the mode of goodness. but I don't, it doesn't make me so happy in their hearts like you do. You know I'm in your heart, and you know what makes me the most happy, because you reflect that to the world. I call that the best preaching. You show people, even though they don't understand it, what makes me so happy. You're just like a mirror. You're walking around like a mirror. Here, this is the happiness of God. This is the knowledge of God that comes from that. That's the message of deliverance, man. That's the door, is the devotee. That's what Jesus meant. I'm the way. Literally. Look at this. It's tattooed on his body, man. Devotion is the love, is the happiness of God. The intimacy of God is with his devotee. That's the door to that intimacy, is associating with an intimate person that is intimate with the president of all the presidents of all the universes, the master of all of them. Could you imagine? You somebody says, "Oh man, they're really intimate with Biden, President Biden, and they're really intimate." Yeah, I've been in his basement so much, man. We were having a great time. We play video games down there. You want to meet him, man? We have a great time there. When he's down there, he's a Sleepy Joe. Yeah, I want to be. You know him? Yeah, I know him. Yeah, when he's awake, we talk. Wow. That's how it is with God. It's simple like that. You meet somebody that has that kind of intimacy with the Lord, and they show you what the Lord's like. It's tattooed in their heart. Literally, it doesn't come out. You can't get that tattoo out. It's just there forever. That relationship. Who said you can drink coffee when I'm watching this? That is a poor example of our Sadhu Sangha program. Well, if she's doing it, at least I can do it. Yeah, you can do it too, then I can do it. So how we keep fault finders away. They come in, they're drinking something. Going away, man. I don't want to be around those people. Oh, good. Thank you. Like Vamsi Das, he would spread fish bones around his tent to get rid of the fault finders.
Yeah.
We don't want that disturbance around here. Get out of here. Go over to the Vaidhi Bhaktas, man. Go over there. Go, be with those gurus out there. All right. Okay. Where are we at here? Okay. They devoted their work to the Lord. You know what I love? I just love when I look at these verses in this kind of consciousness, you see the deeper level of it. It's like, hey, this is what it's like. You're looking at the reflection. The reflection shows you what the truth is. Yeah. This is the up-levelment of that. Let's see, that up-levels your consciousness. See, you hear, because people are usually talking about various levels of consciousness, and it creates these different realities. See? So you're talking about the ultimate reality. You tell me, anybody, you Shama Sundar, you come and show me a reality deeper than what we're speaking about here and manifesting here. I dare you. That's why I challenge even me that you come here and show me that your reality is superior to this.
I mean, I'm doing some yoga and pranayama, but it cannot be compared to this reality. It gives really nice feeling and relief on physical level, and it keeps me alive.
Yeah.
And I cannot imagine life without it. Somehow, but it cannot be compared. Not at all.
Yeah, no, it's a support. It's
because
a support.
Even when I'm reading about chakras, pranayama, well, you can do so much things. The yoga is so wide, but there is no this substance, you know.
Yeah,
it's hard.
When you direct to Krishna, then everything is suddenly powerful, colorful, and beautiful. But it's one must figure it out how to tune in, because when Krishna is, then it is like this. But when Krishna is not, then
well, that's the idea. Sadhu Sangha is to hear about Krishna and talk about Krishna.
Karuna.
You know, yeah, that's what it's about. Yeah, it's a good support for spiritual life and everybody, you know, body, mind, and soul. So it's good. Absolutely. But the soul ultimately is the most important. But while we're here, we got to do that, because otherwise you can't chant properly and all that. I know I have to do that stuff.
I was joking with Freddie recently that everybody in the Sangha has some health issue, and we're supposed to be Krishna warriors, but everybody has something.
Yeah, you got something, man, you know.
It shows only that this body is just
Yeah.
Second
level, lower level.
Yeah. We developed a spiritual body. Okay. Let's see here. What else can we dig out of this here? Okay.
I think Karuna is very healthy.
Yeah.
Look at him.
Yeah. So there Srivas shone like a bee intoxicated by the brilliant lotus-like feet of Sri Hari. There Srivas shone like a bee intoxicated by the brilliant lotus-like feet of Sri Hari. His arms were spread wide and high, and his body was wet with tears of prema, accentuated by transcendental emotions which manifested themselves of divine madness, incessantly sang about Sri Krishna, inspired by intense longing for him. See, that's a devotee. And yeah, that's a devotee.
His feet were spread high and wide?
Yeah. Well, you know, like that, because that's what happens. You know, devotees are like that, reaching, embracing the Lord. It's just such a wonderful natural expression. And that's what's going on in this Sangha. Can you imagine? That was going on 550 years ago, and that you see those symptoms here. See, got to look at the symptoms. See, look, those symptoms are here. I mean, can you see that, anybody? I mean, that's what I'm looking at. Oh, yeah, I can relate to that. That's happening here. Devotees are here doing like that. See?
And show it to the world how to.
Yeah. So, and the Lord is empowering that situation, that reality. Here again, 550 years ago, there are devotees. And that's the doors. Those devotees who are worshiping like that, in that divine madness. See, they call it madness. Why? Because that's what it looks like. It's so different. It's so unusually to see here. It's so rare. You know? So they call it divine madness because it looks, hey, that's pretty mad. Yeah, normal devotees aren't like that. I'd rather be around normal devotees. They're doing nice ceremonies and they look like normal people of the world. See, that's why they call it what? Materialistic Vaishnavism. Because it's on the material platform still. Oh, yeah, they're doing rituals. Well, people in the world are doing rituals too. So this may be a little bit up. This one's related to Krishna, God, you know, and so that's better, but it's still a ritual. Okay? Where is this kind? I'm going to read this again. It's so good, so wonderful, so truthful. There, Srivas shone like a bee. He shone like a bee intoxicated by the brilliant lotus feet of Sri Hari. It's an intoxication, man. Where do you see those symptoms? Hey, come on, who's looking for the real path? This is what you got to see. You got to see a devotee who looks like a bee in Krishna's name and pastimes, intoxicated by that honey. You got to see somebody who knows what real honey is. See, there's the symptoms there, right there. See? His arms spread wide and high, and his body was wet with tears of prema, accentuated by transcendental emotions. There you go, those symptoms.
I thought you said feet.
Found a family member that reaches way back 550 years ago where this all started. That's called revival of that truth. Otherwise, you don't know that truth. People, this is what Jesus meant. He meets the woman at the well. He says, you don't know who you worship. You got to find somebody like Srivas, who is worshiping like that, intoxicated by divine madness, with their arms going up there like Lalita Kankas. You see her when she's chanting. Look at that smile.
I can't chant anymore. I was chanting.
Yeah. She's a family member now. She's a family member of Srivas. You might be the sister or the brother-in-law. I don't know. You got to find a family member, this transcendental family. You got to find those who know who they worship, man. You got to become transcendentally mad to know these things. Right, Shama Sundari? You got to become madly in love with Krishna. Just a discussion. I mean, God, man, this is the path here. The path is a devotee like that. If you haven't met a devotee like that in this life, you're not delivered yet. If you don't recognize it, you may meet them and then you go, bah, humbug, and you go away. But if you go, oh, wow, I found the path, man. This person also knows God. Man, he's madly chanting like Krishna's name like a bee and honey. There you go, man. That's the way to please God. And oh, really? Whoa, hey, man, you're justified by your faith in my devotee, man. Come into the kingdom of God. Yeah, just like that. Well, all of a sudden, just being around devotees, you get spiritual experiences, dreams, feelings, transcendental emotions start to bubble up. You feel satisfied just being around them. Because why? Oh, you found what gives Krishna the most satisfaction is to be around such devotees. Why wouldn't you feel satisfied? Only if Maya's inside you trying to get you away from sadhu sangha, trick you and lead you away like those little sirens out there in the ocean. People had to tie. That's why I say tie yourself to the mast, and don't let the sirens take you away. Sirens of Maya, illusions.
Yeah, false ego.
Yeah, that's the way to please Krishna. Go through the purification, and you'll see that that's only the false identifications pushing you away. And then you find out, oh, wow, it's so simple. That's the pleasure of Krishna, just to be in sadhu sangha. Hey, man, that's why, that's why we turn the cameras on, create a sadhu sangha, man, all because it's really satisfying to the heart. And that's Krishna. See, the devotee and Krishna, they share the same interest. They want satisfaction. See? And those who are in sadhu sangha, gradually you realize, oh, this is the greatest satisfaction. This is where I found peace. See? Even if you're chanting alone, oh, this is where I found peace. Oh, you're meditating on God's word. Oh, this is my Lord. I'm with my Lord. He's his word. He's his name. There's the peace. And then when you're meditating on other things, you can see, this is a little bit, it's just, there's an edge to it. It's like you don't have the peace. You become as agitated as those who are, blah, 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 talking about this, manifesting these other realities that are only temporary. Yeah. Eternal reality. Let's see here. Another advanced Brahmana. All right. See, advanced. Gopinath Acharya took to the path of hearing Nam Japa, like Lalita Ganga. I think she's on the path of Nam Japa. Do you like Nam Japa there, Lalita?
Don't know what you mean with Nam.
Nam is the name.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Then, fully intoxicated with Krishna praying, Gopinath would again and again loudly cry out his names. See? He thus created a wave of song, dance, and music on which he would dance like an ocean, flooding its shores. See, spontaneous devotion is the most beautiful thing in the world. That's Vrindavan. Sri Advaita Acharya's luster resembled the rays of the early rising sun. Adept in arousing Krishna consciousness in the lotus hearts of thoughtful men, his compassion was broad as an ocean. Okay, that's great. We're going to go to Bhagavad-Gita now. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Books. So we were reading yesterday, Transcendental Knowledge. Was it Transcendental Knowledge chapter? No, it was another one. Okay. It was most confidential knowledge. Here we go. And we were on verse, let's see. That we were on a different chapter, but let's go over this one now. Chapter 9 of Bhagavad-Gita. Jai Srila Prabhupada, thank you for writing this wonderful book. The Supreme Lord said, "My dear Arjuna, because you are never envious of me, I shall impart to you this most secret wisdom, knowing which you shall be relieved of the miseries of material existence." You know that? You notice why? That's always, whenever this transcendental knowledge is being dispersed in this world, it's only to those who are non-envious. See? Prabhupada said, and also Bhakti Vinod, and they said in this Krishna consciousness movement, there are many envious persons. See? That's why they don't get the confidential knowledge. They're persons who hear but don't hear. Yeah, they hear so that they can become gurus and leaders, so that they can get what the Acharya has. So they don't get the confidential knowledge because of that envy. They can have Bhagavad-Gita, they can have all these books, and they don't understand them. See? Because if you're ready to understand Bhagavad-Gita, there's a living person going to speak to you like Krishna did. He was guru for Arjuna. See? When you're non-envious, you can come here now because this is the real line. And you will hear this confidential knowledge because you're not envious. Otherwise, even if you're in this Sangha and you have envy, you'll hear, but you won't understand very well until you're purified of that. See, until you want to just hear this confidential knowledge just for its sake, just to commune with it, just to understand it, to relish it. Okay? That's why, you see, that's often your previous gurus can't come because they're jealous and they're envious still. They have envy in them. Envy, of this stuff that you're doing, and they try to pull you down and everything. See, that envy keeps them from being with real devotees and hearing this confidential knowledge that you're hearing. Great verse, huh? I love this verse. This stuff is awesome. My dear Arjuna. Okay, we read that. Okay, all right. So you hear, I shall impart to you this most secret wisdom, knowing which you shall be relieved of the miseries of material existence. That's why when you're ready to be delivered, it's chapter 1. It's all by the book. You see, the book is God, man. That's the word. And you're delivered like that. You'll be relieved of the miseries of material existence, because you know what causes the miseries is hearing mundane sound vibrations and believing in them. Believing in mundane persons perpetuates ignorance. Believing in the hypocrites and liars and cheaters, even in religion, which we've abandoned because that's not up to snuff yet. Okay? We're relieved when we hear the truth, man, absolute truth as it is. See, relieved of all miseries, of ignorance. See, many teachers and gurus, they're teaching, but they still have some ignorance. They can't relieve us of miseries and everything because they're not relieved of the miseries. Maybe some better, but really relieved of the miseries of material existence. You live in this divine plane, it's like a protective bubble, or like under the protection of Govardhan Hill, the pastimes of the Lord, the name of the Lord. So you got the shelter of Krishna, shelter of Govardhan Hill. People there's we're going to have a Govardhan Hill puja, we're going to do this, once a year they have the Govardhan thing. And here we have it every day. Well, we're going to have Govardhan, we do everything here. Everything is included here. Everything. We're worshiping we don't have to have a specific date for particular Vaishnavas. They all have worshipped here. We worship Govardhan Puja every day. We got Govardhan lifted over our head. The pastimes of the Lord, full protection. Wonderful, isn't it? It's amazing. You don't have to do a special day for Krishna's appearance day. He appears there every day. I don't have to do Gaur Purnim once a year, and then you just go to the ceremony. You don't really know the Lord that well. Every day he's here. It's amazing, huh? All in one solution, all one in shopping. You just come here and we shop, we get everything, right? Shopping list is everything is ticked off. Hey man, I have like a whole list gone. Everything's done. Finished. I love this verse. This verse is so good. Man, it's a juicy fruit. Let's see some of the purport, what Prabhupada has to say. As a devotee hears more and more about the Supreme Lord, he becomes enlightened. See, isn't that amazing? Isn't it? It's, enlightenment is two things. You become lightened up, man. All the baggage comes out, goes away. All that material baggage and stuff. And they also become more and more understanding the truth. It's just so satisfying. Be more and more enlightened by hearing. And this goes on forever. Okay. The message of the Supreme Personality of Godhead are full of potencies. And these potencies can be realized if topics regarding the Supreme Godhead are discussed amongst devotees. See, you notice these confidential topics discussed amongst devotees. If you're a devotee, then you'll hear these topics, and they're understood, and they're enjoyed and relished. You know, Prabhupada said, oh, look at these guys, these God brothers, they have envy still. They're not even Vaishnavas. See, Vaishnavas are non-envious. But it's kind of rare. See, Brahmins may have envy. I mean, look at Daksha. He had envy. Envy and jealousy and competition with the transcendental platform. That's a mode of goodness is still there. They're good Brahmins, good sannyasis also. But they still have some envy and jealousy of real devotees who have real devotion. They don't understand it because they're blinded by that, still. There's a blindness. What are you looking at there, Shama Sundari? Have this intense stare looking. This cannot be achieved by the association of mental speculators or academic scholars, for it is realized knowledge. See, realized. It's real. You understand it. It is your reality. See, real. Realize it, not just mental speculation, because the only way to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead is without speculation, by relishing ras. See, the transcendental ras of communion with God. Yes, Lolita, is that true?
Yeah.
The only way to understand, no speculation.
No. Just experience.
Encountering that Lord, man. Ooh, la, la. Chicka boom. Yeah. Go, mental speculators, get out of here. Academic scholars, ain't up to snuff. For it is realized knowledge, man. Realized knowledge. The devotees are constantly engaged in the Supreme Lord's service. See, the Lord understands the mentality and sincerity of a particular living entity who is engaged in Krishna consciousness, and gives him the intelligence to understand the science in association of devotees. See, we need to know its pure form. See, understand this science in association of pure devotees. See? Otherwise, you don't understand the science very well. See? So, anyway, okay. Discussion of Krishna is very potent. And if a fortunate person has such association and tries to assimilate the knowledge, then he will surely make advancement towards spiritual realization. And this happens spontaneously just by hearing from the empowered devotees. You make advancement that people are trying to do by their big chantings with all these offenses and dry chanting. And you just come here and hear from the devotees, and you make 100 times more advancement. Because now you're on the real path. You hear the real path. These persons who, if you're a guru, man, Guru Dave, and you're chanting without deep taste where the tears are pouring from your eyes and ecstatic union is happening, you can't cause the effect that is caused by those devotees who chant like that. See, so it's so and gives him the intelligence to understand the science of Krishna in association of devotees. See, devotee, a real devotee has real devotion. Now you can understand the science because they know the science by realization, see, by revelation, by communing with the Lord. Automatically, these purports, the true purport, a confidential purport is revealed, and you guys come and you listen, then you get it also. That's then you understand as the devotee is being uplifted by speaking these pastimes. Yeah, I'm not here because I want some position or some money. I'm here because I want to taste this. It's like you get a taste for blood, you know, like people, they call these vampires, they got to have it. Yeah, this is blood, man. Blood is life. They knew this in the Bible. The blood is the life. Well, the blood of a devotee is the pastimes of the Lord. That's what Jesus said. You must drink my blood. His blood is the scriptures, man. The conclusive understanding is his life.
Carrying.
Hearing, yeah, relishing, tasting that. It's enlivening to, if you're a devotee. Devotee means you have devotion to the Supreme Lord, and he reveals all of these things. Especially sadhu sangha is a great privilege, either to hear from devotees or to speak, because both parties are uplifted by the message. Yeah, Bhagavatam says that. It's uplifting. It's you know, charity begins at home, man. You got to be transcendentally selfish. Okay? You got to be fish, like a fish. You know, in the water. You got to be swimming in that water of sadhu sangha and harikatha. See, self. You're a fish in the self. The self is Krishna, man. The truth. The purports of Prabhupada, man, and these great devotees. You know, their verses, their purports, their understanding. You got to be a fish swimming in that self. See? That's the perfection of selfishness. And then from that, people come and listen to you. They're also uplifted and become fish in the self. And not the mundane selfishness. You're a fish in the false ego, swimming around that false ego. That's no good, is it, Tom? Yeah, it's false ego. Garbage. Oh, there you go. So the beginning of Bhagavad-Gita, the first chapter. Oh, I think that's good enough here. Well, okay, here we go. Lord Krishna, in order to encourage Arjuna to higher and higher elevation in his potent service, describes in this ninth chapter matters more confidential than he has already disclosed. This is why sadhu sangha goes on forever. You notice? It's just more and more confidential, more and more, because we like that. Don't we like intimacy? Don't we like to be close to Krishna? See, we're all on the same page with that. See? We're not hindered by envy, jealousies, and false prestige. We just want to plunder that blue boy of Vrindavan.
All the rest is waste of time.
Yeah, completely. What do you think, Shama Sundari?
I think that I need to go soon, but I will stick and I will keep listening.
Uh-huh. Where are you going? Where are you going?
I'm going to make a breakfast, and then I'm going to shopping, and then I have a yoga classes.
Okay.
And some kind of things. But I will stay.
Hey, you can make breakfast and stay on. What's the problem? I just had a shower, shit, and a shave, and I can listen. Come on, where's your greed?
Hey.
I'm not you, Karuna.
You have a shopping list.
Hey, man, she's got to do what she got to do, man. You know, that's why it works. She's not a fanatic like you. Fanatical.
She's honest.
That's why she left. Yeah, that's why she left ISKCONs and all that stuff, because they're, no, you got to do that. No. You gotta do, I tell you, the secret is Krishna is pleased just because you accept this message, because you accept the association of ecstatic devotees.
Yeah,
Krishna is more happy with you and anyone else that understands this truth, that you get everything in Sadhu Sangha. You get Krishna in Sadhu Sangha just by appreciating and realizing, that's the real shelter. The Lord, if he reveals that to you, then everything becomes a piece of cake. You can live in you become the philosophy. Oh yeah, I got these duties and this duties, but Sadhu Sangha is in my heart.
Yes, and also when I have to execute, like right now, now I feel very good and everything is going right, but I have a lot of new things to learn, especially language. I need to learn language if I want not go back to some shitty work soon. I need to learn a lot. And then when I'm doing this and I feel healthy, then I'm missing some person from the Sangha, or I'm thinking about that you are going live. And this is also special feelings, and I don't have to show off because it's happening in my heart and it's with me and Krishna when I'm thinking like, hey, am I doing right? Or when I'm contemplating on when I'm missing, this is also new experience for me. And this is like a waves, like I'm on an ocean, but I'm holding this rope. What you were talking yesterday.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
You have to learn German. Oh my God, what a language! That is one hard. I mean, no offense to Germans, but Jesus, what a language! So hard.
It's not easy, yes, but it's challenging.
Frackenstoßen, Frackenschlagen.
Yeah.
Butterfly. Frackenschlagen.
Okay. All right. So let's see. All right. Let's go to next verse. This knowledge is the king of education and the most secret of all secrets. It is the purest knowledge, and because it gives direct perception of the self by realization, it is the perfection of religion. It is everlasting and is joyfully performed. See, it's the perfection of religion. So your religion is not perfected. You're following Vaidhi Bhakti and rules and regulations, not perfected until you hear this knowledge from an empowered devotee. So devotee and spiritual master is really synonymous. Devotee means transcendental personality. They're awakened spiritual body in relationship to the supreme absolute truth. They know God, truly, like that, because they have their spiritual bodies awakened, and they're exchanging these mutual transcendental exchanges of loving service with the Lord. See, there you go. The channel is there. Tune into that channel. Go through that channel. Swim through that channel. And then everything is accomplished. See, it gives direct perception of the self. The Lord is perceiving that. See, direct perception of the self. You start to perceive the transcendental Lord. He begins to awaken in your heart. You become aware of what is actually transcendental. Then you're not a Bhagavad-Gita verse. Yeah, we're all in the Lord, but he's not in us. Now he's in us by Sadhu Sangha. Greatest way to realize the Lord. See, it's the perfection of all the going to ISKCON and Vaidhi Bhakti and all that. The perfection is to go beyond even those gurus if they're not like that. If they're not a Shukadeva Goswami, empowered by the transcendental Lord to speak transcendental messages of realized messages, then you haven't found the perfection of your religious activities. Is to meet the devotee like Maharaj Parikshit. The perfection of all his religious activities was meeting a Shukadeva Goswami who was an empowered personality. The guru is one, that kind of guru. You listen to them, now you get direct perception of the self. He begins to awaken in yourself, and you become aware of that truth. See? Otherwise, you don't know. The Lord doesn't awaken in the heart except amongst his devotees and the messages of his devotees. Okay? He doesn't awaken from hearing mundane subject matters from those non-devotees without devotion to his transcendental form. Everybody's a devotee in this world. That is our nature. Everyone is a devotee. But what are you a devotee of? The shadow, his shadow, or his truth, his spiritual manifestation, spiritual potency? What are you a devotee of? What are you devoted to? Okay? Well, I'm devoted to controlling the world. I'm devoted to money. I'm devoted to my family, my material family, material bodies and personalities are going to do. Yeah, I'm very devoted. Okay? But what is Vrindavan? It's filled with persons devoted to Krishna. They're all in the family of devotees. See, that's where this is all going. Okay? We're in the Vrindavan consciousness. Here we're manifesting that Krishna, that is transcendental Lord in the family of devotees here. See, we're family here. See, we're the vibration is raising to Vrindavan level of consciousness. And how do you know? Well, I like to hear about Vrindavan. I like to hear about Krishna. Okay? I like to talk about Krishna. I like to chant his names. I like to be in Krishna because I like to be in that reality because it's an eternal one. What is Narada Muni doing? He's just going all over the universes and he's just in Krishna and, he's in devotion to Krishna and everything goes on. And he loved that reality. It's always ever fresh and always beautiful. And we get some of that here, you notice? Always ever fresh and beautiful. Very attractive. Yeah, this knowledge is the king of education. See? They don't teach this in school, do they? Should. You go to the best you can get is a comparative religion class, and that doesn't even touch this. The king of education is to hear the absolute truth, and the king of education is to speak about the absolute truth. It's wonderful. It's so enlivening to the soul because that's Krishna enlivens the soul. See, this is this mixing thing. Yeah, this is the mixing of the soul and the supreme soul. Oh, there's no other. This is the truth, man. The ultimate truth. Because it is the purest knowledge, and because it gives direct perception of the self by realization, it is the perfection of religion. It is everlasting and joyfully performed. Yeah, you notice that when you get the real truth, that's the way it is. It's everlasting, doesn't wear out. Isn't that amazing? How come we're not wearing out? How do we do this every day? Doesn't wear out, man. Everlasting. We must be on track, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
And joyfully performed. If you don't have those two things, you're not in the real truth yet. This is proof that this is bona fide here. See, it's everlastingly performed. You notice? It's not short-lived. It's everlasting. And you still don't have enough proof. Well, watch how we're doing this another 365 days. And you're still not convinced. Watch how we're doing this another 360. Still not convinced. Watch how we are doing this another 365 days. And see how much joy keeps coming up from this. Why? Because we know the secret of how to satisfy Krishna. Right, Tom? How to make that guy happy.
You make fruits, Guru Maharaj. This tree has fruits. This tree has fruits.
Now we shake those fruits down. Come on, man.
Not a dry stick.
Not a dry stick, man. Get those pillow fruits down, man. Shake that, man. This is shaking those, shaking that tree. We're shakers, man. Hey, here we go. We got another heavy hitter here. Let's put him up there.
Hare Krishna, Johan.
There he is. It is the perfection of religion, everlasting, joyfully. I love. Isn't that a perfect verse? Thank you, Bhagavad-Gita, man. You're absolute. You're a hoot. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhakti-Vedanta Prabhupada. This chapter of Bhagavad-Gita is called the King of Education because it is the essence of all doctrines, man. See, the essence of all doctrines, it completes everything, makes everything full. There are 7 principal philosophies in India. We'll get into this another. Okay. Generally, okay. What is this? Okay. Generally, people are not educated in this confidential knowledge. They are educated in external knowledge. As far as ordinary education is concerned, people are involved with so many departments: politics, sociology, physics, chemistry, mathematics, astronomy, and engineering. There are so many departments of knowledge all over the world and many universities, but there is unfortunately no university or educational institution where the science of the spirit soul is instructed. See, because this is confidential and transcendental. See, so people, it's only not in the schools. There's a reason, because there's no interest, because there's so few devotees. See, there are a lot of scholars, but they can't bring this into existence in this world because they're just scholars. That's why they just make it it's only devotees who can make this important to the world because it's important to them. People got to see they're looking at, look at this person. He's really inspiring to follow. Look at Tony Robbins, man. If I do that, I can build a business. I can make a lot of money. I could be a powerful teacher like him. I see all these things. All that's external. So there's not an interest. You got to see a devotee who has become like a bee, man, intoxicated in this knowledge, man, loving this knowledge, loving truth, man, love the truth, man, love the name. The name is the truth. The pastimes of the Lord of the truth. His philosophy is the truth. You got to see people like that in this world. And then you see, this is different. This is this knowledge is very interesting. Why? Why not? Because it's the essence of all knowledge. It's where knowledge is all going. Yeah? It's the kind of knowledge that Krishna loves. What happened there? I try to put you back there. Yeah, Johan
has troubles with his
internet.
tablet.
Yeah, maybe it doesn't work.
Yeah, sometimes it works, but not.
Why don't you get a computer, Johan? Why are you always doing a tablet? Get a computer, or a cell phone or something. Okay. So generally people are not educated in this confidential knowledge. See, and if you are, if people can understand how important this is important so that we can stop suffering, stop being miserable. Stop being ignorant. Stop being jerked around and manipulated by the Lord's servants of Maya. See, stop being manipulated by persons who have ulterior motives, and that includes religion. They're Brahmins and they're sannyasis and gurus, man. Many of them, maybe most, have ulterior motives, and they can't help it. It's just part of life. Only when you meet the devotees who are relishing transcendental taste for Krishna's name and pastimes and philosophy and like this, then you start to get the essence of knowledge. This is what people don't know. But it's so simple. You meet the devotees and you hear these topics, then you understand the essence of what life is really about. Sadhu Maharaj can't tell you that. Sadguru. If you look, I just mentioned this so you know what they're teaching. He's teaching wisdom and everything. That's not the essence. The essence, if he's not having talk saying, hey man, it's all about devotion to the Lord, love of God, and these confidential topics and speaking about the essence, then he's not revealing that truth. And therefore you don't get that reality. You want the reality of relishing who and what God really is. You want to understand his real nature. You want to understand his real happiness. Well, you got to meet a devotee devoted to that. They're devoted to Krishna's happiness, devoted to Krishna's real knowledge. Okay? You have to, if you're become inspired by that, then you can know the highest happiness yourself. Otherwise not. You'll get the wisdom of Solomon. You'll hear Solomon speaking, or Satguru speaking, wisdom. Oh, that's what you get, wisdom. And then, at least Solomon, you can understand from that wisdom. People would come all over just like the masses come to Satguru now to understand all this wise stuff. He can answer for every question. They came to Solomon. It's already been done in the Bible. And what was the result? Solomon, after all these years telling people this, and he was in the false ego a bit. Oh, God, man, I have an answer for everything because I got this boon of the demigod. Then he comes to the end of his life. He says, I realized this. It's all folly. And he never realized what the truth was. Here is the truth, man. They'll never that this is all folly. This is no. This is satisfying. The other is still strokes your false ego. Even Solomon he was getting into that. Wow, man, I got an answer for everything. I'm a legend in my own mind and their minds also. You got to go deeper than that. See, so this is where it's all going. This is eternal. Solomon says all that wisdom is just temporary, and he realized it's folly, man. So his life was not a success. So that's the Lord teaching. And you want to spend your life with these other teachers and stuff? Well, that's the ultimate result is folly. See, it's not the wisdom, the essence of the truth, which is devotion. The knowledge must lead to bhakti, to this relish of taste for the spiritual potency. That's what's related to it. Okay. The Bhagavad-Gita, especially from the second chapter on, stresses the importance of the soul. Okay, let's see this heating up. I'm going to try something here. Yeah, I'm having trouble with my computer here. When it heats up, it starts to flicker. So let's try this here. Let's try this. Do this here. Oops. Where is Bhagavad-Gita? Oh. Let's see if I can cool down my computer here. How can I do this? Maybe like this. Whoa! Have to cool down the computer so it stops flickering. All right. I put an ice pack on it. It seems to be working. It's stopping to flicker it a little bit here.
You should do your class outside in the snow in your coupon.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, let's see. I kind of lost this other thing here. Oh, I see what happened here. Okay. Okay. All right. So let's see here. Well, actually, I think that's good enough. I got to rest my voice anyway a little bit. Tom, you want to read a little bit of... oh, no. Karuna, you want to read something? Or you're out?
Okay.
Are you outside? Are you outside?
I can read. Okay.
All right, read some Chaitanya Bhagavat.
Back in a second.
Okay.
Keep yourselves entertained. No, I'll take you with no. Yeah. Okay.
He's under the cover on hill umbrella.
Oh, what happened?
I'm cooling down this thing here.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Unlike Lalita, I'm not going to ask anybody where to read from. Mahaprabhu displays his opulence. Good start. You hear me, everybody?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, really.
Ah, sugar.
We hear you. Go ahead.
Connected here. Show's over, guys. I can't hear you.
We hear you. We hear you. We hear you. Go ahead. We hear you.
I can read. You can hear me?
Read.
I'm going to keep reading. You have to kick me off. Kick me off when you want me to stop. Okay.
Okay.
I can't hear you. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya. Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Sri Advaita Chandra. Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Sri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Sri Advaita Chandra, Jaya.
All glories to Sri Vrindavan Das Thakur and all the gurus and the chariots in our parampara. Whew. All glories to the beloved of Gaura Sundara, who is most dear to everyone, especially Lord Nityananda and his great Acharya. He is the life and soul of Sri Jagadananda and Sri Gadabhar and the most precious treasure of Pundarak Vijayalidhi. All glories to Lord Chaitanya, for he is the Lord and Master of Jagadish and Gopinath, all glories to all the associates of Lord Chaitanya. Along with Nityananda Prabhu, Lord Chaitanya continued to perform wonderful pastimes in Navadvip. Advaita Acharya, as well as the other Vaishnavas, assisted their pastimes. Together they performed grand kirtan, dancing ecstatically while constantly chanting the holy name of Lord Krishna. When Nityananda Prabhu remained in Srivas Pandit's house, he manifested the mood of a young boy. He would not even eat by himself. He had to be fed by Mother Malini, who felt like a mother to him. One day, Lord Chaitanya began to discuss topics regarding Krishna consciousness to Srivas Pandit. Wanting to test Srivas, he asked, Why do you keep and maintain this avadut in your house? You do not know anything about him, who he is, where does he come from, what is his family background. I warn you that you are being too lenient and kind to him. If you want to maintain a good reputation of your family in society, then you should immediately turn this avadut out of your house. Srivas Pandit smiled and said, Oh Lord, it is not proper for you to test me this way. I know that Lord Chaitanya is your expansion. You are the Supreme Lord, and there is no difference between yourself and Lord Chaitanya. I am your servant, and anyone who serves you becomes my master. Even if Lord Nityananda were a meat-eating drunkard, and due to associating with you, I lost my reputation, wealth, and everything, still I tell you, truly, that I would never think of anything other than serving his and your lotus feet. Hearing Srivas Pandit speaking in this manner, the Lord stood up and roared loudly with great joy. What have I just heard from you, Srivas Pandit? You have so much faith and love for Nityananda Prabhu that you have understood the truth of my dear most confidential associate. This has pleased me so much that I grant you this boon. Even if there comes a time when Lakshmi Devi, the goddess of fortune, is forced to wander around with a begging bowl, still, your house will never know the chills of penury, but ensures poverty. Everyone in your house, including your pet dog and cats. Oh, they had cats. Oh, they had cats. I never knew they had cats. That's cool. Yay. Everyone in your house, including your pet dogs and cats, will find complete shelter in my devotional service. Therefore, I leave Lord Nityananda Prabhu in your care so that you may look after him and serve him properly. Saying this, the Lord returned home. Lord Nityananda spent his time roaming around Navadvip. Sometimes he went to the Ganga to take a swim and happily allowed the currents to carry him away. At other times, he played with the young boys, acting like a little child himself. He would visit the house of Gangadesh Pandit and Murari Gupta and then run to Lord Chaitanya's house, where Mother Sachi showered him with affection. Absorbed in the mood of a young boy, Lord Nityananda tried to catch Mother Sachi's feet, and she always tried to escape from him. One night, Mother Sachi had a dream. She later related to Lord Vishwambar in confidence. Late in the night, I dreamed I saw you and Nityananda. You were 2 5-year-old boys running around playing and fighting.
So yeah, I just because he can't hear, we can't dialogue. So this is really the essence. Is you see what the Lord's real attitude is about the Nityananda and his servants. See, he's an ecstatic personality, and because he's an ecstatic personality, people misunderstand him. But yet Srivas says, "No, I like Nityananda. He's your servant, man. He's your intimate servant. I'm just going to keep him in my house, even though you're telling me all these things." And that's like the Lord in his Maya. Oh, why are you around devotees, man? Like this person, he's crazy. He's this, he's that. But if they're a really intimate servant of the Lord and you keep them around, you're gonna get, you just please the Lord simply by that, saying, and that's sadhu sangha. You're around ecstatic devotees. You're just in that sangha. You're pleasing the Lord automatically. He's thinking, oh, well, you know, I have all these guys doing rules, regulations, and they don't like my intimate servant. Therefore, they don't really like me because my intimate servant shows my real nature. Nityananda was showing the real nature of God, and Srivas liked that. So the Lord is naturally, oh, you like my servant is like myself, and you like that? That's my true self. Well, then, hey, man, you're going to get so many boons just because you like me. You, my friend. You become my friend by being around my friends, and in that association. Therefore, that's the greatest path is the devotee. Is faith in the devotee. Is surpass all the, you get the mercy of Krishna through that devotee. And therefore, you surpass the obligation to follow all these rules and regulations, which are only leading to the devotee, the door, and faith in that devotee and that association. And hearing talking about Krishna and hearing about Krishna in that association, you hear the essence of truth. Yeah, that's all that's needed. It's the perfection of religion. We just read it, right? It's joyfully performed. If those qualifications and those symptoms are somewhere, you found the essence of the essence. You found the ultimate goal of life. The ultimate purifier, the ultimate purification. What else is there? Nothing.
Yes. So
everything else is lesser. Go ahead.
On our shopping list, there is the mercy of Krishna. That's on our desire. Mercy of Krishna. That's on our shopping list. And some people maybe they don't want to switch their desires. Yeah, that's what I see.
Yeah, well, until they're inspired to, basically they meet a devotee like Narada Muni's just going around and preaching this essence of truth. So real devotees are doing like that here in this world. Here, they're just going around and preaching the truth. So because of not people being ignoring that truth, see, ignorance, they stay in the samsara. See, if you ignore the essence of truth is the devotee preaching. Then you know what the real line is. You got to become a Maharaj Parikshit. You got to become a Veda Vyas, where you sit in front of an ecstatic, liberated devotee preaching the essence of truth. That is the perfection of religion. That's Bhagavad-Gita personified. And if you're not that kind of student, you're not getting out of here, man. You're going to be bewildered by something. You'll be bewildered by liberation. You'll be bewildered by the light. It'll be so bright, and you think that's it, but that's not it yet. And eventually your heart will be unstill. It will be just like Vaidhi Bhaktas. There's a point your heart is like, okay, well, is there something more? That's the same thing with a person in liberation. Is there something more? And if they don't meet a Vaishnava, they generally fall down to this philanthropic platform. Prabhupada talked about it. And they start doing good deeds and everything because they can't taste the ras of pure Krishna consciousness of soul to the super soul exchanges. Therefore, they come down to taste the ras of being a good deed, goody two shoes, doing philanthropic work, because our soul wants to taste ultimately this ras. This is perfect happiness. Okay, now perfect satisfaction. See, so that's what it is to meet the real devotees. You meet the ultimate happiness. You go directly to it. It's the greatest. What we're preaching here is phenomenal. It's amazing. And when they understand that, whichever ones who do, they come here and they'll see how wonderful it is. So anyway, we're here.
So meeting a devotee means to meet that quality, that Krishna quality, and it can be visible with symptoms, and sometimes we can just feel the presence of that quality through the devotee.
Well, yeah, you meet the book in personified form. You meet that joyfully performed. You meet that ultimate perfection of religion. You really experience that. And then you, as like you become like Arjuna, listening to that message. See, Krishna is the original guru of everyone. Lord Chaitanya, Krishna. See, and he works through his real devotees to preach the same joyful message. Yeah. The same perfection of religion, the same understanding where it came from. And it even becomes more juicy, more interesting. That's just how it is, The Lord is always increasing. Oops. Okay, read, Tom, a little bit.
Okay. I don't know exactly the position where Karuna left.
I do. Yeah, chapter 10 of Madhya Lila. Oh, actually, I don't know where he was. Was it chapter 10 of Anjali, maybe? I don't know. Anyway, read from, okay, I know where to read from. Okay, Anjalila, chapter 5. That's also a little bit about Nityananda.
It's Chaitanya Chaitanya.
Yeah. No, Chaitanya Bhagavat.
Okay, Ancha.
Chapter 5.
Okay. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Okay. The pastimes of Sri Nityananda. All glory to Sri Gauraj Sundara, the original spiritual preceptor of the entire universe. All glory to Sri Gauraj Sundara, the original spiritual preceptor of the entire universe. You are the desire tree of all the surrendered devotees. You are the desire tree of all the surrendered devotees. All glory to you, who are the most brilliant gem of the Sannyas order and the Lord of Vaikuntha. All glory to you, who are the most brilliant gem of the Sannyasa order and the Lord of Vaikuntha. Kindly bless the living entities. Kindly bless the living entities with your most auspicious and merciful glance. With your most auspicious and merciful glance. Yeah, merci. Wow. Oh, that's on the shopping list. Merciful glance. All glories to the Supreme Lord. All glory to the Supreme Lord. Sri Gauranga, along with all his devotees and intimate associates, who are always victorious. All glory to the Supreme Lord, Sri Gauranga, along with all his devotees and intimate associates, who are always victorious. O Lord, you are the most munificent, O Lord, you are the most munificent, kindness, kindness personified, kindness personified, and an ocean of divine compassion, and an ocean of divine compassion. Please hear attentively the topics narrated about the Lord in this Antya Kanda. The concluding portion of this book. Please hear attentively the topics narrated about the Lord in this Antya Kanda, the concluding portion of this book. The Lord stayed on for another few days in the house of Sri Advaita. The Lord stayed on for another few days in the house of Sri Advaita, and then went to the house of Srivas Pandit in Kumarahata, and then went to the house of Srivas Pandit in Kumarahata. As the Lord arrived, Srivas Pandit was immersed in deep ecstatic meditation upon Sri Krishna. As the Lord arrived, Srivas Pandit was immersed in deep ecstatic meditation upon Sri Krishna. Whoa. Therefore, when Sri Gaurasundar, the Lord of Srivasa's life, suddenly appeared before Srivas, the object and fruit of his deep and sincere contemplation was then realized. Yes. Therefore, when Sri Gaurasundara, the Lord of Srivasa's life, suddenly appeared before Srivas, the object and fruit of his deep and sincere contemplation was then realized. Wow. Srivas Pandit threw himself to the ground like a stick. Srivas Pandit threw himself to the ground like a stick, paying his respects for the Lord, paying his respects to the Lord. He clasped the lotus feet of the Lord to his chest. Whoa. Oh. Whoa. He clasped the lotus feet of the Lord to his chest, and having long and deep sighs of love, he wept profusely. He clasped the lotus feet of the Lord to his chest, and heaving long and deep sighs of love, he wept profusely. Oof. Oof. Oh. The Lord picked up Srivas Pandit. The Lord picked up Srivas Pandit and embraced him. And embraced him, drenching him with his own jubilant tears of divine love, drenching him with his own jubilant tears of divine love. Oh my God. Oh. By the causeless mercy of the Lord, by the causeless mercy of the Lord, the entire family of Srivas was truly blessed. The entire family of Srivas was truly blessed. And raising their arms in gestures of overwhelming joy. And raising their arms in gestures of overwhelming joy, they all crowded to see the Lord and began to weep in joy. They all crowded to see the Lord and began to weep in joy. Srivas Pandit was beside himself with happiness. Srivas Pandit was beside himself with happiness. Oh my God. Oof. He could not fathom the exhilaration he experienced by the personal presence of the Lord of Vaikuntha as a guest in his house. He could not fathom the exhilaration he experienced by the personal presence of the Lord of Vaikuntha as a guest in his house. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Placing his best and most exquisite asan upon his head, he brought it to the Lord. Placing his best and most exquisite asan upon his head, he brought it to the Lord. I don't know what is asan.
Asana, that's a seat.
Okay. Hare Krishna. Okay, yes. Placing his best and most exquisite asana upon his head, he brought it to the Lord. The lotus-eyed Gauranga then sat down, surrounded by his dearmost devotees, who then began Kirtana. The lotus-eyed Gauranga then sat down, surrounded by his dearmost devotees, who then began Kirtana. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The ladies of the house all ululated, making auspicious sounds of welcome for the Lord. The ladies of the house all ululated, making auspicious sounds to welcome for the Lord. And the house of Srivasa Pandit resounded with the highest joy, becoming engulfed within bliss. And the house of Srivasa Pandit resounded with the highest joy, becoming engulfed in bliss. News of the Lord's arrival spread quickly. News of the Lord's arrival spread quickly. And Acharya Purandar and Acharya Purandara came running swiftly to see Sri Gaurasundar. And Acharya Purandar came running swiftly to see Sri Gaurasundara. The Lord embraced him with warm affection and reverence. The Lord embraced him with warm affection and reverence, considering him to be his father, considering him to be his father. In the Lord's embrace, Acharya Purandara, the most exalted and righteous among men, felt great spiritual energy surge through his body and was overwhelmed with spiritual emotion. In the Lord's embrace, Acharya Purandara, the most exalted and righteous amongst men, felt great spiritual energy surge through his body and was overwhelmed with spiritual emotion. He was unable to hold back his tears of extreme joy. He was unable to hold back his tears of extreme joy. Soon other visitors streamed in. Soon other visitors in. Srila Vasudeva Datta, followed by Srila Shivananda Sena. Srila Vasudeva Datta, followed by Srila Shivananda Sena, and all their family members. Vasudeva Datta was very dear to the Lord. Vasudeva Datta was very dear to swan-like personality by the Lord's grace. By the Lord, a swan-like personality by the Lord's grace, he knew all the most esoteric conclusions. He knew all the most esoteric conclusions. He was constantly reflecting on how to properly benefit all living entities. Well, he was constantly reflecting on how to properly benefit all living entities. Oh. Compassionate to everyone. Compassionate to everyone. He was perpetually absorbed in thoughts of Sri Chaitanya. He was perpetually absorbed in thoughts of Sri Chaitanya, deeply immersed in Sri Chaitanya Prema Ras. Deeply immersed in Sri Chaitanya Prema Ras. He never looked for faults in others. He never looked for faults in others, but always praised their good qualities, but always praised. But always praised their good qualities. He had great attraction and love for the Supreme Lord and his service. He had great attraction of love and love for the Supreme Lord and his service, and was always respectful to the Vaishnavas. And was always respectful to the Vaishnavas, rendering humble service to them, rendering humble service to them. When the Lord saw Sri Vasudeva Datta, he was most pleased and jubilantly embraced him. When the Lord saw Sri Vasudeva Datta, he was most pleased and jubilantly embraced him, weeping profusely in ecstasy, weeping profusely in ecstasy. Sri Vasudeva quickly fell to his knees and clasped the Lord's lotus feet. Sri Vasudeva quickly fell to his knees and clasped the Lord's lotus feet, crying out loudly, crying out loudly. He cried so piteously that, what to speak of men, even stones would be moved to tears. He cried so piteously that, what to speak of men, even stones would be moved to tears. Whoa. Oof. Sri Vasudeva was endowed with such wonderful qualities that he alone could exemplify himself. Sri Vasudeva was endowed with such wonderful qualities that he alone could exemplify himself. Wow. Hare Krishna. Wow. The Lord loved Sri Vasudeva so dearly and said, the Lord loved Sri Vasudeva so dearly and said, it is indeed true that I belong to Vasudeva. It is indeed true that I belong to Vasudeva. Wow. Repeatedly, the Lord said, my body is the property of Vasudeva and his alone. Repeatedly, the Lord said, my body is the property of Vasudeva and his alone. Well, he can sell me anywhere he pleases. He can sell me anywhere he pleases. Oh my God. I say truly, by him I willingly allow myself to be sold to anyone. I say truly, by him I willingly allow myself to be sold to anyone. A moment's association with Sri Vasudeva Datta can bless anyone with Krishna's protection from all dangers. A moment's association with Sri Vasudeva Datta can bless anyone with Sri Krishna's protection from all dangers. Oh Vaishnava devotees, please hear me. Oh Vaishnava devotees, please hear me. I say truly that Sri Vasudeva owns me completely. That Sri Vasudeva owns me completely. Okay. Whoever is just touched by the breeze over his body, whoever is just touched by the breeze over his body will be always protected by the Supreme Lord, will be always protected by the Supreme Lord. Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna. Well, the devotees became jubilant, hearing the Lord shower such causeless mercy on Sri Vasudeva. The devotees became jubilant, hearing the Lord shower such causeless mercy on Sri Vasudeva, and loudly chanted the holy name. And loudly chanted the holy name. Whoa. Whoa. Oh. Sri Gaurasundara is extremely adept in glorifying his devotees to illustrate their glories. Sri Gaurasundara is extremely adept in glorifying his devotees to illustrate their glories. Similarly, the devotees are always eulogizing and I can't pronounce this word. Eulogizing the transcendental qualities of the Lord. Similarly, devotees are always eulogizing the transcendental qualities of the Lord. Wow. Oh my God. Oh. Please help. Say something.
Congratulations. A new bhakti baby. See, the Lord revealing himself to you, man.
Well,
Yeah.
I can only hear you very low volume.
Yeah.
But maybe I have to restart. I don't know.
No, it's okay. I had the. Can you hear me better now?
No, but I can hear you. I just have to be very close.
Yeah. No, this is So this is the mercy of the Lord, coming through and showing Himself to you, showing you through. See, only with the eyes tinged with the salve of love can you begin to understand the nature of the Lord. See, and so this is the awakening. Okay? And so that all you do is you keep watering that bhakti. You just keep reading, chanting the Leela. Yeah, do more classes like that, and you'll see the Lord will open more and more.
Oh.
How do you feel now?
Like this is a holy moment.
Mm. Yeah, that's it. Now you know what holiness is. See, holiness. The Lord came. We're whole with this bhakti awakening. It's the highest happiness of God, and so that's what sadhu sangha is all about. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So what are you experiencing now?
like all the pieces of the puzzle, they come together. In the right proportions, in the right clarity.
Mm.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. And then look at the face of Lalita. Oh my God.
She's
And I
just.
think of the devotees in the Sangha, Guru, Vaishnavas, and Bhagavan.
Mm. Yeah. Do you feel a kind of a cleansing from inside? Being cleaned?
Yes. It's like a source opened, like in connection to this to a source streaming.
Mm. Yeah,
coming home.
Coming home, yeah. You're live streaming now. So read some more. You want to read some more?
Okay, but I don't know. Yeah, okay. Okay.
You don't know what?
No, your volume for me, but that's my phone, I think.
Yeah, just
I cannot. But if the rest is okay, I continue. Yes.
Continue.
Just when you want me to stop, maybe you have to yell or something.
We hear you very good.
Yeah, but that's my phone. Sometimes it happens, and then I have to restart. But okay, I continue. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. The Lord stayed for some time in Srivas Pandit's house, performing exhilarating pastimes. The Lord stayed for some time in Srivas Pandit's house, performing exhilarating pastimes. Srivas Pandit and his brother Ramai Pandit were always engaged in singing the glories of the Lord. Srivas Pandit and his brother Ramai Pandit were always engaged in singing the glories of the Lord. And the Lord, feeling spiritually animated by their singing, danced in ecstasy. And the Lord, feeling spiritually animated by their singing, danced in ecstasy. Both the brothers, Srivas Pandit and Ramai Pandit, are very beloved to the Lord. Both the brothers, Srivas Pandit and Ramai Pandita, are very beloved of the Lord. In fact, they are like two expanded bodies by the Lord. In fact, they are like two expanded bodies of the Lord. Srivas Pandit always pleased the Lord in many ways by performing kirtan. Srivas Pandit always pleased the Lord in many ways by performing kirtan, discussing the Srimad Bhagavatam, and by maintaining proper standards of Vaishnava etiquette. Discussing the Srimad Bhagavatam and by maintaining proper standards of Vaishnava etiquette. Surely in the house of Srivas Pandit, the Lord performed some of his most wonderful pastimes. The Lord performed some of his most wonderful pastimes. Oh.
You know what? Maybe this is good. You can. Why don't you do your own class now, spontaneously? If you feel like it, and do something. Maybe you want to sing a little bit, and get used to this new awakening here. This new relationship sounds like you're falling for somebody special. So maybe you want to do something with that. Maybe sing some songs and contemplate God. Yeah. I think I'm going to take some rest too. Take a little more nap. I got up a little bit early today again. Yeah. So thank everybody for coming. And unfortunately, I can't see the chat. I got to figure out what's going on with this chat thing. It used to be nice where I could see the chat on here. Okay, Hare Krishna, everybody. Thank you for coming.
I will read the comments.
Yeah.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, thank you. Hare Krishna. Oh.